Welcome to today's Orchestrator meeting. We have a few things on the agenda today, so let's get directly in. We have we have an undocumented mode that's called package mode in Ceph, which depends on a Ceph binary which is installed on all hosts. So the problem with this mode is that upgrading is complicated because it has very strong demands on the compatibility of that Ceph binary. Because if it's not part of the containerized infrastructure, it's basically outside of it, and thus it's then shipped in the version that the distribution packages, and which makes it really hard to properly upgrade and update Ceph when it comes to, especially when it comes to upgrading from -2 version, because at that point we don't really know when users are going to update Ceph itself, so we have to keep compatibility with -2 major versions and +2 minor versions, which is something that we cannot provide right now. So the idea is to just get rid of it for now, especially that it's not documented, and care about it when we, or if the demands comes back, then we have to, or we can try to resurrect it again. But for now, I think it's dead. And I think it's already dead. Any additional thoughts on removing the package mode of Ceph? Nothing.
Not a question about package mode, but
yeah,
one question about supporting the major versions. So supporting back to and forward to, that's a lot to support. Why do we need that? Why not just ±1 major version?
Because Ceph itself supports upgrades from -2.
Okay.
And if Ceph is going to be the way to deploy Ceph, then we have to be on par with Ceph. So we have to provide upgrades from -2 major version.
Okay, because Ceph has done that. Yeah. I guess in Rook we haven't tried to support ±2, at least for what it's worth. But yeah, okay.
I think for Rook it's not such a big demand to upgrade from -2.
Right. Since with Rook, people are honestly upgrading Rook much more often than Ceph, so it's not as since they're already accustomed to upgrades regularly in Rook. Maybe the upgrade in for Ceph, you'd upgrade to the next version, major version of Ceph anyway before the next one even comes out.
I mean, maybe if upgrades to new major versions are getting less painful with Ceph we might have the possibility to reduce it to -1 in the future. But for now, we support -2, so we have to do it as well, at least from a Ceph perspective.
Okay.
One question, Sebastian. Why this? One of the things that you say that is a pain is that we have to stay backward CLI compatibility to -2 and forward compatibility to +2.
To the Ceph binary. So between the Ceph manager module and the Ceph binary, we would, instead of having a tight coupling, we would have a very loose coupling of supporting ± major 2 versions, which is a very strong demand.
Okay, but the same happens with the root mode.
No, because in root mode, you're sure that the version that you call on the remote host is exactly the version that you distributed with the manager module in the container. That's the big difference. And the difference between the root mode and the package mode in Ceph ADM is that in the package mode, instead of using the Ceph ADM binary, which is distributed within the container, we are using the binary which is distributed by the distribution of the host system.
Okay.
And that's a problem.
It's a problem because we are not verifying that the version that we have in all the host is the right one.
Now we neither have proper testing. We don't have we don't have anything when it comes to having a loose coupling between Ceph ADM binary and the manager module. Right now, the code just makes assumptions that everything is one version.
Okay, but I think that it could be possible, for example, in the orchestrator to have any kind of check that the binary that we have in each of the hosts is the right one?
Not right now. Right now, there is no minus version flag.
Yes.
Binary.
What I mean is to add this feature, okay? And I think that it could be something useful for root mode and for package mode. So as part of the health check of the system, to see that we have the right versions of Ceph ADM in each of the hosts of the cluster.
Yeah. But introducing a version flag needs some minor refactorization of the Ceph ADM binary. That's the thing with a proper package between the Ceph ADM binary.
Yes. So it could be nice to have only package mode with this checking, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is could be our target. So instead of you said that in this moment we can do nothing with this feature of package mode because this problem. So instead of telling that now we haven't got any possibility to fix this, why we don't go to make this refactorization to add the version in the package mode and in the binary, in the Ceph ADM binary, and start to use this kind of things.
With loose coupling or with strong coupling between Ceph ADM and the manager module? With loose coupling or strong coupling?
Well, I think that we need to check the versions, but it's good to have a loose coupling.
Yeah, which has strong demands on any features we are going to implement, because at right now, if we add a flag to the Ceph ADM binary, we just assume it's there, and then if we have a loose coupling, we no longer can assume that the flag is there in the binary. So it has some strong demands on how we develop for Ceph ADM, and having a tight coupling between the binary and the manager module really speeds up development.
Okay. Well, in any case, I think that what we need from Ceph ADM binary is just to deploy in containers. Okay. So probably we do not need to know even the version in which is Ceph ADM. Okay. It's a good. It's a good compromise in this moment. It's something that we need in this moment because probably we do not have all the functionality that we need in the Ceph ADM binary. But in any case, the solution for this could be maybe to include the version in Ceph ADM binary and to include in the check of the orchestrator, the health check, that we have the right versions in each of the hosts.
That would at least be helpful, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be one step in the right direction, I think.
Okay, so let's create a new feature, and we have the way to start with this in this new feature.
Yeah, I think
will create.
that we already have a tracker issue for this.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Make it a proper packet, and then this one here. Yeah, that's a tracker issue for adding in a minus version.
Okay, I will explain all the edge of this this solution. Okay, because I think that is important.
Okay. But yeah, at least as of right now, the package mode is not really usable, and we are good that we are not documented it. We are not documenting it. Okay. Any further thoughts on the package mode? Okay, doesn't seem to be the case. So next topic that I have for Ceph ADM is the upgrade user experience when upgrading the cluster. So right now the user has to specify Ceph Orch upgrade start, then minus version, and that's something like 15.2.6, for example. So how does the user know what to put in there? So, but right now that has a demand that the user exactly knows which versions of Ceph are available and to which version he wants to upgrade to. Is there a need for enhancing the user experience, or is there do we need to enhance the user experience, like for example providing a Ceph Orch upgrade start with minus latest, and then it's going to update to the latest new minor versions? Is there a demand for that?
How is going the user to know what versions are available?
Yes, exactly. So right now, we depend on users reading the Ceph users mailing list, filtering all release announcements, and then manually scheduling the update to the latest version, which is a major regression when comparing it to RPM packages, because with RPM packages you can just simply run an RPM update or upgrade, and then you're good. Then you're on the latest version. We no longer have this capability with Ceph ADM.
As a user, you probably know which major version you're running, right? So if you're on whatever, Nautilus, Octopus, and the only thing that you're interested in is to get the latest version of that specific major release, right? So I think adding a latest, which is only in scope of the currently running major version, makes sense. Or let's call it latest stable or whatever.
Yeah. Latest minor? I don't know. We will figure out something like that. Yeah, right.
But I think it's a nice to have and does not put the burden on the user to really know which exact version is coming out soon or But, yeah.
Yep, exactly. So, and the only way we can properly implement this upstream would be to query the registry and query for the latest tag, or query for appropriate tags.
Yes. And I mean, latest is always relative to your actually vendor.
Yeah, I don't think that we can use Kotlin latest. We can't use the Kotlin latest tag because Docker.io //Ceph does not have a latest tag. So we have to be more intelligent and figure something out that actually works.
Right. I mean, it's just the latest upload to your registry that you have configured.
Oh, that
Something like
might
that.
also not work because it needs to be bound to the minor release, to the existing current minor release.
Yeah,
But-
right. Plus minus some regexing, but yeah.
Which is not going to be super easy. Let's see how it goes. That's unfortunately something that's different to Rook, Travis. I think for Rook you always specify a specific Ceph version container image.
That's right.
But in the context of Kubernetes, that's how the users are used to it to always specify the correct container image tag.
Yeah, there's been a lot of debate too about the image tag because a lot of projects do have like a latest tag, or like the Ceph images also have like a v15 flag for the latest Octopus release. With Rook, though, we don't recommend using those tags that are more general and can move with a different release because it can cause issues with upgrade where Rook doesn't really know what version it's working with. So we just use in Rook we don't have a latest tag because we want to know exactly what version we're running, and we can work with version changes where we need to, and we know what version we're running.
Exactly. So if you're using a moving tag, yeah, you will easily end up with a mixed cluster, and you really don't want that.
Right.
Okay. Perfect. Any other thoughts on the UX when upgrading the cluster? Okay, next topic. Ceph ADM on CentOS 7 is a bit broken because there seems to be an issue that that container mounts are not properly getting freed after the container is stopped. That's tracker issue 46529. So the problem is that I'm facing is that I either have to properly support CentOS 7 in Ceph ADM and then find out how to circumvent that problem with Podman on CentOS 7, or we no longer run that specific test case on CentOS 7. And right now I don't have a real proper answer for that. I've talked to Kifo about that, and I think I also have to talk to Josh Dodson about it. But another one is here, so let's move on to the next topic, which is actually a sub-part of it's blocking for ticket 44925, which is the version that we just discussed a few minutes ago. So I think from a Ceph ADM point, there aren't much, and there are no more topics for now. Do you have any topics for Ceph ADM? Anything that's in your mind? Anything that we need to discuss today?
Is that a question for everybody, Sebastian?
For everybody, yeah.
Okay.
Are there any topics that we should discuss regarding Ceph ADM?
I don't know if this is like really deserving of discussion, but by Thursday of this week, so Wednesday for you guys, I hope to have the Ceph ADM install guide up on the website for, or at least in a pull request for comment. And so anyone who has anything to say about it is warmly encouraged to rip it apart and make it as strong as possible. So that'll be in 72 hours or so.
Looking forward to it.
It is written, it just has to be put into RST now.
Do you have a link already? Or should we just wait for the pull request?
I can send you a PDF if you like, but it's just a LibreOffice exported to PDF right now. So I'd say wait for the pull request. It'll come soon.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Zach, I would absolutely love a copy of either the LibreOffice or the PDF version.
Sure. Can you give me, I don't know if you're on IRC or not, but if you're not, you can put it in the chat here. Give me your email address and I will send it to you.
Okay, I'm putting it in the chat now.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, in any case, Zach, I think that this is something that could be interesting for everybody. So if you can put something like a pull request, it could be nice, okay? Because it will help everybody to see the changes, what you are proposing, and probably a lot of people thinking in the same will provide a lot of interesting feedback.
All right, I'll spend all day tomorrow doing it. Maybe I can get it done within the day.
Okay, no problem. The important is to have the information.
All right, that's all I've got on that.
Any further topics? Okay, doesn't seem to be the case. Rook, Travis, I think that's from you.
Yeah, just a couple of general things coming up. No real discussion items that I have today, but just FYI, 1.4 is planned around the end of the month. The main thing we're waiting on at this point is a CSI 3.0 release that we want to go out with. Anyway, by the end of this week, we'll plan on a feature freeze, and then around end of month, then we'll get the release out.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that, drive groups is merged. It did merge last week in Rook. It's been tested by Blaine basically against just a private build of Ceph where the drive groups are implemented. So we'll need at least 15.2.5, I think, when that comes out before you can actually use the feature. But drive groups will be in Rook 1.4 at least, and activated when it's available in the builds of Ceph.
Yeah, that depends on a pull request of mine.
Otherwise, I don't think I have. Oh, last week I did re-enable the Ceph Manager test a while ago, so that's all looking good. No problems with that.
Okay, fantastic.
Yep. I think that's about it for me, unless there are other topics on Rook.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like it.
Perfect. Anything else for today? Doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, then enjoy the week, and let's link up either tomorrow in the stand-up or next week in the next Orchestrator meeting.
Great.
Bye.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So long.